I awakened to the plot just as my mother-in-law was negotiating with the innocent female lead. This is 10 million. Leave my son. The Wilson family is nobility. We absolutely cannot allow cheating scandals. The innocent female lead had tears in her eyes, looking pitiful. Mrs. Wilson, Jake and I are true love. Please help us. My mother-in-law remained calm. 20 million. The female lead wiped her tears and stubbornly shook her head. Then 30 million. I couldn't help but speak up from the sidelines. Mom, how about you give me the 30 million instead? I'll divorce Jake right now and make room for true love. Plus, after divorce, it won't be cheating anymore. Complete silence. My mother-in-law and the innocent female lead Lisa both turned to look at me. Their eyes were full of shock. Lisa spoke first with a hurt expression. Sister, I know you're Jake's legal wife, but you don't have to humiliate me so openly. Jake said you cling to him every day, crying and begging him to spend more time with you and love you. How could you bear to divorce him? My mother-in-law narrowed her eyes, studying me. Then she looked at Lisa. After a moment, she spoke calmly. Miss Lisa, since we can't reach an agreement today, please leave for now. Lisa panicked. But Mrs. Wilson, Miss Lisa, please. Before she could finish, the estate's butler stepped forward. He escorted Lisa out without room for argument. After Lisa left, only my mother-in-law and I remained in the large living room. She looked down at me and asked, "You really want a divorce?" I nodded competently. Jake doesn't love me anyway. Instead of letting other women come demanding status, I might as well step aside voluntarily, don't you think? My mother-in-law maintained her authoritative posture, but there was disappointment in her eyes as she looked at me. One woman shows up and you give up? With such a narrow mind, how could you manage a vast and complex wealthy family? I didn't answer. I couldn't exactly say I'd awakened to the plot, that I knew this was a ridiculous CO romance novel world. I was just the evil female supporting character who desperately chased the male lead Jake, while Lisa and Jake were the true leads. I pulled out a stack of photos from my bag and pushed them toward my mother-in-law. Mom, take a look at these. The photos showed Jake embracing Lisa passionately. Various positions. The two were wildly intense, truly the sparkling leads of a novel. My mother-in-law's expression changed instantly. I continued. You said yourself that the Wilson family is vast with complex relationships. Plus Jake just inherited from grandpa, and his uncles and stepbrothers are all watching like hawks. Any scandal now would be handing them a knife. I'm just a housewife and I got these photos. Those watching predators definitely have more evidence. I paused, watching my mother-in-law's face grow darker, then continued. After Jake and I divorce, this so-called evidence becomes just an enviable love story. My mother-in-law was silent for a long time. Finally, she wrote a check and pushed it toward me. She had the butler draft a divorce agreement. Sign the agreement and the money is yours. I didn't hesitate for a second. I signed quickly. Then I stuffed the check in my pocket. Finally, I sweetly said, "Thank you, Mom." I was secretly grateful. Thank goodness the pre-awakened me had loved Jake desperately. I'd secretly investigated and followed Jake multiple times, which gave me this evidence. Originally today, I'd come to the estate with this evidence to ask my mother-in-law for justice, to convince Jake to return to me. I never expected Lisa to be here too. Even less expected to awaken to the plot at this moment. That evening, Jake surprisingly returned to our marital home. He was drunk. I frowned. Why did he come back? Didn't he despise me and never come home? Looking at the time, it was already 2 a.m. Annoying. He saw I wasn't sleeping but sitting on the bed. His brow immediately furrowed. His tone was disgusted. His voice cold and hard. "Why aren't you sleeping again?" I kept my head down, said nothing. He sneered, loosened his tie, and staggered over, looking down at me from above. "What? You'll die if you don't see me for a day? That desperate for a man?" I tried my best to resist the urge to curse back.